Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to my channel, the Concierge Academy with Kelly Schaefer. Today, I am diving into a question that I get asked so often, and I finally decided to do a video about it. The question is, Kelly, what CRM do you recommend? And the answer I'm going to give you is probably not the answer that you're looking for, but stick with me. So first, I'm going to talk about a CRM. I'm going to talk about what it is, the benefits of using one, why it might not be necessary, and a process that I use that I feel is 10 times easier. Okay, so first, let's answer the question, what is a CRM? So what is a CRM? A CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. It refers to both a strategy and a system, usually software, that businesses use to manage interactions with potential clients, with existing clients. It can be useful for keeping track of client details, client preferences, scheduling and managing appointments, automating follow-ups and reminders, and tracking. A CRM can be helpful if you have multiple clients. And by multiple clients or multiple projects, I mean typically like over 15 or 20. You don't need one if you have 5, 10 clients. Most of the time, that number of clients you can handle in a less techy, less cumbersome, less overcomplicated way. But when it might not be necessary is minimal client base, low volume communication. So let's say you're not required to have frequent complex communications and interactions because there's a big barrier to using a CRM. And that is they're often techy. They often require a lot of upfront learning. There's a big learning curve. And then once you get one, understanding like how to even use it, especially if you're just starting out, trying to figure out how you're going to use the CRM when you don't even have a client experience is like putting the cart before the horse. And then what happens is you go down rabbit holes, and the time that you're spending trying to pick or set up a CRM should be being used to go out front facing and talking about your business and getting clients. So instead of using a complicated CRM, you can usually easily manage the same information simply using a Google Drive doc or using Google Sheets. So you create a Google document, and then you can keep communications, information for your individual clients in individual documents on your Google Drive. And if you'd like me to do a quick video on how you can set that up in Google Drive, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll do a quick video on that as well. So when I was starting my business and I was trying to track things, and I was losing track of things, I created my own tracking form because to me, CRMs were overcomplicated. I was spending months trying to figure out what the best one was. And in reality, here's the truth, my friends, the truth nobody's going to tell you. It doesn't matter what you're actually using. It's all irrelevant if you're not using it. So you have to pick something that you're going to use regularly. And for me, tracking things on paper or in a simple spreadsheet was something that I would do consistently versus using something that was overcomplicated that I didn't understand and didn't really honestly have enough clients to warrant it. So I created a tool. It's called the Weekly Huddle. And it's a very simple tool. It's a document where I track potential leads. So it's who you had conversations with. It's people who've reached out and maybe not said yes, or it's people that you are nurturing a relationship over time. The other thing I track on that document is what I'm working on that week so that I know what marketing I'm focused on that week. And then I'm also tracking my goal for the month and what my actual monthly revenue is. So let's say your goal for the month is to make $2,000 and you check your weekly huddle sheet and you just put on there, I've made 500 and my goal is $2,000 this month. If you'd like to see a copy of the weekly huddle sheet, I am going to put a link below in the description where you can purchase the Concierge Starter Kit, and inside the Concierge Starter Kit is a copy of Weekly Huddle document so that you can use it in your own business. Again, it's whether you use mine or you create your own, you want to have a place to track clients, track the money that's coming in, track the goal that you have, and track your priorities for the week. This way, what you're doing is you're proactively reaching out to people, you're following up on leads, and you are working on long-term projects that you have in your business. Again, it doesn't matter what you use, you have to make sure you use it. So how are you going to make sure that you're even using this document? Whether you do use a CRM, you create your own document, or you use the weekly huddle process that I have inside the Concierge Starter Kit, you want to print them out. So if it's a paper form, my recommendation and what I teach my students all the time is print out 10 of them, and you do it once a week. So you'll print out 10 and you'll keep them together. You can keep them together in a binder. You can keep them together in a clip. It doesn't matter. But this way, if you have them already printed out ahead of time, you're more likely to use it. Then what you do is this way they're printed and you'll be more consistent with it. Then what you do is you schedule filling out that document, your weekly huddle, on your calendar as a reoccurring appointment with yourself. So for me, Mondays are my marketing Mondays. So on Monday, I have a reoccurring appointment on my calendar that says weekly huddle process. And then what I do is go to my weekly huddle process, fill out the form, look back at the previous week, carry over anybody that I need to keep in touch with, carry over leads, and it helps me stay on track in my business, focusing on money generating activities versus going down the rabbit hole of needing a CRM. Okay, my friends, if this video was helpful, please make sure you hit up that like button, hit subscribe so that you don't miss any other upcoming episodes, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye for now.